the communication part, but we work with marketing to oversee what they're doing. We work with our product development to help, guide, hey, we need this nutrient, we need this ingredient. There's a lot of research coming up around this, so why don't we take a look at this? So I mean, from a nutritionist point of view, it's a great job. I love working for the company. I, very much believe in these products. I use them myself. And I used to be kind of a high horse nutritionist, oh, I only eat whole foods, no supplements, that's bad. Because that's really textbook nutrition. And I have my bachelor's in nutrition communication and my master's degree in nutrition education. And I mean, both times supplements are kind of, no. And while I will never, ever not tell people to try to eat a healthy diet, whole foods, absolutely. I've learned in my own life, and I know from working with people, you can't just tell people to go eat a healthy diet. They need help. They need something that makes it easy. And, that's what really Isagenix has, is we make nutrition easier in conjunction with, a whole food healthy diet, exercise. It's a healthy lifestyle tool, really. But again, it takes the guesswork out of it, and it makes it easy and good and tastes good. I mean, I've been consuming these products now for, almost 6 years, and I still get excited for my shake every morning. So great offerings, what we have here. And then also too, a big reason I'm not going to be with a company if it's not science-based and the real deal. And we absolutely have the clinical research as well, which, that's something that, comes from the very top. They want that investment in actual scientific research and evidence around the products. So with that being said, so that's what I do and my story with the company. As far as, let's talk about what's coming to the UK. Of course, we can't have everything right off the bat, but you guys are getting, a great start. Our weight loss system, if we want to talk about that, what that is. And that's really what we started with from day one. We've been around since 2002, and it was this 9-day system, and it's still the same. Even though we want people, the 9-day system is more, I don't want to say a crash diet, but that's why we have the 30-day, right? Because we want it to be something that it gets a lifestyle going, not just this crash, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds for the wedding next week or 2 weeks. So, but anyway, it is though, whether it's 9 days, whether it's 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, the weight loss system is this combination of shake days and cleanse days. Shake days, really the point being is replacing meals with some nutrient dense shakes, right? Meal replacement shakes. And one thing you'll notice if you haven't tried our products or shakes already, but our shakes are very filling. They are a very effective meal replacement. And that's the thing, if you're going to use a shake, a bar, any kind of a food supplement or dietary supplement to replace the nutrient composition, the protein, the fiber, the fat, carbohydrate. It's very filling. It keeps you full. You can have it for breakfast and you're good till lunch. And then same thing, replacing 2 meals. We're never going to tell you that, oh, this is the only food you're going to consume, right? No, that would be boring. We want you to still get that 3rd meal on your own so you can have, whatever you want. We don't want you to eat a whole, box of pizza or something. Keep it more balanced and still, but it's your choosing. So that's what a shake day is. You're replacing 2 meals and then the 3rd meal on your own. If you have to have snacks, that's okay, right? You do need to listen to your body, and some people might need a little bit more. So a mid-meal snack is okay. We do give some guidelines on that. We also have some snack products available, though I don't think those will be coming later for you, but still, somebody needs a snack, that's fine. But what you'll find, especially females, usually do just fine with 2 shakes a day and then that 3rd meal, and you're good. So that's what a shake day is. And then you combine that with cleanse days, what we call cleanse days. But really, it's an intermittent fasting protocol. That's what it is. And we've taken fasting and we've really made it, I would say, easier, more doable, right? It kind of holds your hand as you're going through this fasting process instead of trying to figure it out on your own. And yet we also provide very targeted nourishment, nutrition on a cleanse day too. The goal of a cleanse day is consume as little calories as possible, but within your personal capability, right? Because there again, some people might have blood sugar issues, so they might need a little bit more than what our protocol calls for. So like taking an apple and slicing it up and having that throughout the day. You're going to be drinking Cleanse or Nourish for Life is what it will be called in the UK. And really what that is, it's an herbal tea, right? Tea. It's got aloe, it's got peppermint, it's got some berries, blueberry, bilberry, raspberry, so very antioxidant rich. It does provide some carbohydrates, some calories, because you need it. Again, we're trying to have you go do a fasting day but still maintain your blood sugar, so you feel all right and you're doing good. So that's what Nourish for Life is. And on your cleanse day you have that 4 times throughout the day, and whether you dilute it in a big water. I make mine as a tea. I like to have it hot, so I literally drink it as a tea. Up to you. I've seen some people will make like ice slushies with it, so they're chomping on something. Really very flexible use. You have that 4 times throughout the day, and then we have I call them cleanse day tools, but they're basically just very low calorie foods or snacks that you have when on a cleanse day, when those hunger pangs are screaming at you, you have, 1 to 2 of our snack wafers or an Isagenix chocolate to get you over that hump. So then you're able to go, the rest of the day. By the end of the day, you've only had several hundred calories, right? So you have essentially fasted. And you do that either 1 day or a week, or you can do 2 days back to back. I would suggest trying both. Which one is better, I believe it really depends on the person. I know for me, sometimes schedule-wise, that 1 day a week is best. Other times I like the 2 day. Again, try both ways, see what works best for you. And, but really that's the weight loss system. It's a combination of cleanse days and shake days. And it's very effective. We do have, that's our clinical research, which you'll be learning more about. That's what has been investigated the most as far as university-led studies is our weight loss system, and really well-designed studies too. For one of the first study that was conducted was done by a researcher at the University of Illinois at Chicago here in the States, and the researcher there is very much, her focus is intermittent fasting. So she was very interested to really investigate our system, since that's what she studies anyway. And so what she did is she, and this was a group of postmenopausal women, since they usually have the hardest time losing weight. So she put one group of the subjects on the Isagenix weight loss system, doing the shake days and the cleanse days. And then the other group, she put on a whole food healthy diet, right? Basically, what your doctor or nutritionist, if you needed to lose weight and improve, this is what they would give you. Lots of, fruits and veggies, whole grains, low saturated fat, lean protein, yada, yada, right? That good, nice, whole food healthy diet. And she matched them calorically. She even had that whole food group do a cleanse day themselves, but they used a placebo juice rather than the Nourish for Life product that Isagenix has. And so she had these groups for 8 weeks, follow these 2 different interventions, and then she compared them at the end. Both groups did improve, not to say that the other group didn't, but it was statistically significant how much Isagenix improved better, more weight loss, readings of visceral fat. They had better improvements in their cardiovascular health markers, like their blood lipids. They adhered better. They liked it better. They were happier, right? Because it was easier. I'll never forget the researcher always were fighting. So it's a great study. Won an award at an obesity research conference for its design, because it was so well designed. So it was a great one to put us on the map. And then the next study, because again, the Isagenix is really committed to scientific evidence, not stopping at just one study. But the next one kind of took from that one and took it a step further. So this one was done at Skidmore College in upstate New York. The researcher there is very much involved in obesity and nutrition and sports nutrition research. So he wanted to take that first study and again expand on it. He had both men and women, a wider range of ages of subjects. Also, what was interesting about his study, so what he did is he had everybody, it was a 2-phase study. he had everybody first follow Isagenix, again, that weight loss system. He measured a few more markers than the first study. He measured markers of lean muscle mass retention, because that's an important point, right? I mean, any diet you can lose weight with, but how is it going to affect your muscle, your muscle mass, as well as your nutrient intake, right? You want it to be a highly nutritious diet. So he looked at markers of lean muscle mass retention. So first phase, weight loss. Everybody used Isagenix, great results, right? Same thing. They lost significant weight. They improved their cardiovascular health markers. They retained their lean muscle mass, which was a good thing to find. So that was phase 1. And then what he had for phase 2 was he split that group into 2. One group continued on Isagenix. The other group went back to that whole food healthy diet. And so the question he was looking to answer with this phase 2 was, for long term, because the second phase was 1 year, went on for 1 year, and it was more like a maintenance. He wanted to see which intervention is going to help maintain that weight loss that they achieved in phase 1. So very interesting. And also too, the Isagenix group kind of went to a maintenance phase. It was really up to them how many meal replacements they wanted to use, how many cleanse days. Like, they had to cleanse just 1 day a month, but it was up to them. So it was much more of a real world maintenance, lifestyle. And that's what we want. So at the end of the year, the Isagenix group basically maintained, flatline. They maintained that weight loss. They maintained their lean muscle mass retention, all of it. Whereas the heart healthy group was going right back to where they started. They were rebounding. So this was another great study, great support for what we're trying to do here at Isagenix, which is help people have a healthy lifestyle and maintain a healthy weight. It has 3 publications, actually peer-reviewed publications from that one. There was a lot of data. So again, bottom line is we have great evidence for this weight loss system and how well it works and how well it really does help improve people's health, right, from the weight loss. So I guess before I keep going on, are there any questions or any comments that anybody has about the weight loss system, the cleanse days, the shake days, or studies? Jenny?
I can't wait to start.
There.
I am so excited. I actually went into my wardrobe today and taken out some dresses that I've spent lots of money on, but I've always wanted to slim into, and it's never happened. So I've now got them out, and I can't wait for the May the 15th to come.
Oh, great. There's nothing more fun than that. I've been there myself, for sure. Any other questions, ladies, that you have?
Well, do you know what I'd actually like to ask? Because I come from the whole scientific background, right? And before we launch into this whole market, and we're going to be up against personal trainers, PTs, gym owners, all these guys, right? That, know everything about nothing. And they're all going to have this opinion, oh, it's just shakes, right? Because they've already got this preconceived idea with it being spammed by Juice Plus and Herbalife and all that there. So what is our answer? What is going to be the direct, most hard-hitting, straightforward answer that we can give to them that, no, it's not just shakes? I get the whole nutrition value and that there's more nutrition in this than there would be in anything else, but is there any kind of real, suck it to them kind of answer?
Great. Always a great question. And that really is the $1 million question, I would say. It's definitely way more than just shakes. It's really complete nutrition. And even more, and we haven't even talked about yet, but there's definitely phyto or botanicals herbs, right? Ionic Supreme, E+, both have herbs in there that are well studied for their ability to support the body in enabling to handle stress, right? Which we can talk more about. But so it's so much more than just shakes. And especially too, I know, right, to start, you guys are getting our weight loss system, and it definitely can be reconfigured to support somebody with just general nutrition. Like if they're not looking to lose weight, they could just use the shakes as needed, as well as the other products. But you guys are going to be getting more and more. I already know on our R&D part, we're already working on the next 2 products that we'll be launching in your market. So you're just going to have more and more and more. And so, I guess, gosh, it is so much more than shakes. It really is just complete nutrition, and there's so many paths people could take. You literally have something that you could help just about anybody, whether what they're going for, whether it is weight loss or just general health. And then again, once we get those sports nutrition products, our AMP line going, you'll really have it all. So I guess, I mean, if somebody said that to me, I would just kind of be like, I'm sorry you don't realize more, but no, it's a lot more than just shakes.
Yeah. No, that's okay. Yeah.
And I mean, as far as the difference, like, what makes Isagenix special compared to the rest, I would say, it's really this combination of it's good nutrition combined with clinical evidence, the scientific support, and then the no quality compromise. Our quality process is very stringent and very, it's very detailed. No compromise, meaning that's something that from the day one they really ran the company on, and that's still our standard. And just meaning that we're not going to compromise time, money, any kind of resources for quality. We want to make sure that we are making the highest quality, safest products that we can make. So we spend a lot of money on testing. We test all of our raw material for safety, for identity. Like for one, you want to be sure that turmeric or that green tea powder is actually green tea and turmeric, right? So we do identity testing to be sure of that. Also, too, to make sure that it's not 10 years old or stale, that it's still bioactive and potent. Then we do a full round of safety testing. We're making sure that everything is free of pesticides, microbial activity, heavy metals. So we do all that safety testing. Then the product's made. Then we go back and we do that same round of testing, but then we also do testing to be sure that what's on the label is in the product. And that's important. I think there's going to be more cases over here in the States. There's a class action lawsuit against this company. It's like a protein cookie, and I've seen it in Whole Foods. I see it all over the place, and it's pretty popular. I mean, it's it's a cookie, but it's got high protein. They tested it, and they found that even though it says 16 grams of protein, it's only got actually 5. So the label claim testing is really a big deal, and companies should do that, and we do. We want to make sure that when you see 24 grams of protein or whatever nutrient on the label, it's in that product. So our quality. So when you combine, we've got the quality, we've got the scientific evidence, and then we've got just the good nutrition. So that, to me, that's what we have to offer outside of others, as well as, on the business side, also the opportunity to make, an extra stream of income for those of you in the field who want to, are entrepreneurs and want to build your own business. So, I guess it always depends on who's the person asking and what, might best make them, the light go off and them realize what the difference is.
Their minds are. Yeah.
Nutritionists, trainers, we're the worst sometimes. I mean, my boyfriend is always telling me like, oh, you think you know everything, and anybody who has a different opinion doesn't know. And it has opened my mind to be more open myself. But I definitely, it's so rampant, like you say, they know everything and they don't want to hear anything else. But me, you have to stay open to the science, and I follow the evidence. And, again, you have to always review the body of evidence around something. So, yes, people do need to open their minds more to this opportunity.
Yeah, no, I have 2 friends personally who have lost 90 pounds on this plan. So I have already seen it in action, and I had been sitting watching their whole transformation, and it's even more than the weight loss. It's how happy they are. They're genuinely happy. Their fitness is now a part of their family life, and they're not like, oh, I have to go to the gym tonight. They genuinely want to go and exercise and do these things, and it completely transformed their lives. Like, it has been pretty, I really can't wait for this, and this one lurking around behind me, to get involved in it as well.
Oh, absolutely. It's and that's the beauty of it. It's a catalyst for people to be healthier and to lose the weight they need to lose. And then as a result, they're feeling better. I mean, it's a snowball effect. Another important aspect of our system that we don't talk about a lot, but I definitely recognize it being there, is the peer coaching component, right? It's not like you're doing this on your own. You're doing it as a group. People do cleanse days as a group, right? You have support, which there's a lot of evidence coming up for peer coaching and how peer coaching might be more effective than somebody just going to their doctor to get weight loss counseling, right? Because that can be very uncomfortable people, they don't feel right. So it's a beautiful aspect because you're doing it as a group and you're coaching your peers. So yeah, no, it definitely is a very, very effective, great system.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Any other questions before we can talk about something else?
So what is, just on the cleanse day question, because that would be something that I wouldn't be awfully sure about. What is the maximum calories you would have in a cleanse day?
Great question. And this is why you won't see, we don't put a definitive cap on that because everybody's different, right? And also too, what you'll find, cleanse days are like a skill. The more you do it, the better you get. Like when I get going in a round of like regular cleansing, I can get down to where I'm just having Nourish for Life and maybe a snack wafer or two, but that's it. But also too, sometimes when I get back, when I like first start, I might need a little bit more, right? I might need an extra Isagenix. I mean, sometimes every cleanse day can be different, but again, it does get easier. So that's why we don't put that number on there.
Yeah.
Really, what I teach people is that your goal is to consume as little as possible. As little as possible. Go as low as you can go, but you do have to listen to your body, right? And again, especially you have people who have blood sugar issues, they get dizzy, they get headaches, they need something, right? You'll see cleanse day schedules, and I highly recommend make a schedule for yourself of what you're going to have. And some people will do it so they're having something every hour to help maintain. So again, really it can vary. I would maybe try to, I mean, when you look at our guidelines, which first time at it, I'd follow the guidelines, see how you do. I mean, they are there for a reason and they have worked, well for thousands of people. So start there. And if you add all that up, I believe it's less than 500 calories. I mean, it's right around 500 or depending. So see how you do with that, right? And if you find, again, that you do need more, again, first time cleansers too, like I said, you might need an extra Isagenix in there. Do it so that it's something that you can get through, that you're not having, horrible experiences. Right? So, and as long as it's a drastic reduction from what people are normally consuming, right? You're gonna have benefit for sure. We don't, 2 days, more than 2 days, then you're really, you might be dipping a little too low. 2 days is a pretty good one to stop at.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. So I guess, Ionic Supreme and E+, and I'm going to be fully honest with you. These contain plant compounds called adaptogens. Unfortunately, in the UK, your regulatory board doesn't allow us to market adaptogens because it's a claim. So you're not going to see in our marketing material there adaptogens. You're going to see because they're herbs, botanicals. But here's the thing, and I believe I'm still learning more. I'm working with our regulatory because we do have to comply, right, with the UK regulations. So I'm still learning more about how I am going to be, talking about them, teaching about them. And really it's more in the marketing, right? And like on the label, you can still talk about adaptogens, but you're not going to see any official labeling, right? But anyway, they are very special plant compounds. I had never heard of them before I started, but of course my job having to, research and learn, I was very happy to see and learn that there's a good body of evidence around these adaptogens. And just to give you a quick overview of what they are, they're plant compounds, okay? And they're found in plants that grow in very harsh conditions, like Siberia, up on the top of a mountain. And they've got really funky names too, like ashwagandha, schisandra, eleuthero, rhodiola. They've been used in Eastern medicine cultures for centuries, right? So they've been around a long time. But now they've been studied, and basically what has been shown, the reason why they're in these plants that are in harsh conditions, and what they do is they help plant adapt to its environment so it can survive and thrive, okay? That's how it works in the plants. And so you take it out of the plant, you put it in the human body, it does have a pretty similar effect. So basically what they do in the body is that they help the body maintain homeostasis in the face of stress. and they have been studied and shown that they do this, is that they help, the body, instead of getting, too high, too low stress response, it kind of helps it go even in the middle of the road, right? Homeostasis. And that's what the body likes, right? It likes that state of normalcy. So that's what it's helping the body do. And what's interesting is that when you think about stressors, stress can come in both mental and physical, right? Physical exercise. Exercise, though it's a good form of exercise or a good form of stress, it is a form of stress. So that's why you see studies in adaptogens in athletes and shown that when athletes use adaptogens, they perform, they can go harder, longer, stronger, they recover better, they have a physical performance benefit. But then on the other end, on the mental end, there's studies in adaptogens with doctors and nurses who have worked all-night shifts. And when they're using adaptogens, they're able to bounce back better or perform better mentally, maintain, strong mental performance. So they have a two-pronged approach, really. And what's interesting about them, too, is in the studies of them, so the researchers have determined that they do have somewhat of a stimulating effect, but they're not a stimulant. So they act a little bit similar, but they're definitely not a stimulant. They're perfectly neutral on the body, non-toxic. So probably the more, the better. And also too, they're, unlike stimulants, which the body can become desensitized to, that doesn't happen with adaptogens. Whether you use it once, just short term, or whether you use it long term, chronically, daily, it's going to have the same benefit, right? It's going to continue to have that benefit. And what's interesting, and I think you'll notice in your own use of them as well as others, for one, people feel a difference when they can somewhat feel it when they stop taking the product. I hear that all the time, and I have experienced it myself. And then also what you're going to notice is that different people will use it differently. Like, so Ionic Supreme, okay? Some people take it before they go to bed because they find that it helps them relax, it helps them sleep better, just be more rested. Other people never take it before they go to bed because they take it in the morning because it wakes them up like a cup of coffee, right? Which really makes sense when you look at the science of adaptogens, and then also just considering that, everybody's wired different, okay? Everybody has a different stress response. So for some people, it's going to, help them relax. For other people, it's going to help, kind of wake them up, get them going. So very interesting. And that is a big component of our nutrition, right? We do provide the adaptogens in Ionic Supreme. E+. E+ is a beautiful, beautiful product because it is a combination of adaptogens, and then also, too, it's got caffeine. It's got 85 milligrams of caffeine, nothing crazy, no high amount that's going to make you feel all, jittery and crazy. It's just a moderate amount, enough to be effective, but again, not too much. And then, but combined with the adaptogens really makes it a powerful little product. Great product to have daily. Obviously not before you go to bed, but it is another adaptogen product. There's also adaptogens in Nourish for Life as well. So what you'll notice is we have adaptogens throughout the system. Because we believe, they do have benefit to have on a daily basis and continued daily basis. So adaptogens are, again, herbs, botanicals are a part of our nutrition as well, which people aren't going to be getting in their diet, otherwise. So any questions on adaptogens, or has anybody heard of adaptogens before or used them?
No, but what I'll tell you is that I have hydrocephalus and I have a shunting, and it is currently draining too much CSF fluid off my brain. Now at the roadshow, I won a box of those e-shots. And I have days then, because of the over drainage on my brain, where I am flatlined, I'm exhausted, I can't move, I'm just completely drained. I've been surviving on those e-shots because they just bring me to where I need to be, and that has been pretty amazing, because normally then I would just be lying down, can't move, can't cope with life. Yeah, that's terrible. But then I've just been taking one of those, and then I'm able to get up and function. So that has been pretty amazing. I'm loving these wee adaptogen things.
Yeah,
I can't wait to get all the products. I just want them all. I will maybe fill up my bathtub and go for a swim in them or something.
No, that's great. That's really great. And that, again, we did an in-house pilot study with Ionic Supreme and the adaptogens. And we just used corporate employees, which is another fun thing we'll do sometimes. So, use our corporate employees as guinea pigs and do little tests here and there if stuff we're wondering about, which then can lead to bigger studies. But we what our research team did was we measured cortisol, right? Because cortisol is one of the stress hormones.
Yeah.
So we measured everybody at baseline, and then we had them use Ionic Supreme for, I think it was like a few weeks, and then we came back and we measured cortisol again. And so basically what we found though is that everybody had different levels, right? But because everybody's wired different, but whether somebody was on the high end or somebody was on the low end, what we found at the end was that everybody kind of just came more towards the middle, right? So again, going back to that, adaptogens just have a very normalizing effect on the body's, stress response. So yeah, it's very good to hear. And, adaptogens are a great part of good nutrition.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Sorry. Okay, so I'm at the other end of the age spectrum, and I'm just thinking, have we got any research around it for women going through the menopause?
Well, I mean, the weight loss study was in postmenopausal women, but we don't yet have anything targeted for that. And also too, I mean, sometimes we do have to be careful though when it comes, I mean, even though it's not really a medical condition, menopause is considered, a condition. So we do, you kind of sometimes have to tread lightly when it comes to that. Not to say that we can't, based on the science of maybe certain ingredients that have been shown to help with certain factors of menopause, we could absolutely come out with, create a product and, target it towards women's health. But we haven't done that yet. But we very well may in the future for sure, especially if there's good science. I haven't really done a look into the women's health, menopause and ingredients that might have good evidence. But if there's something that's really showing to have some, good effect and good benefit and has scientific evidence, for sure we're going to be looking at it.
Well, I'll be a guinea pig, so I'll be able to report back on whether it's affected my symptoms, because I do have horrendous symptoms in terms of hot flushes and sweats and that kind of thing, and I'm pretty confident this is going to help. I don't know why. I think because we're kind of nutrition at a cellular level in our body, and I certainly for a fact don't eat 10 pieces of fruit and vegetables a day. So I know that those kind of nutrients in terms of that might help to deal with those factors I'm not having. So having the Isagenix product doing that, then I'm confident it's going to make a difference. So I'll report back and let you know. Yeah,
no, for sure. Yeah, yes. Somebody else have...
My question is that in my area, I've come into contact with a lot of people that are suffering from cancer. And in the area, the cancer sufferers are going completely organic. They're avoiding sugar. They're having high volumes of vitamin C. These are all the cancer-fighting nutrients. This might sound a bit ignorant, so I do apologise in advance, but we did buy in some Herbalife products and some Forever Living products, but when we looked at the ingredients on the packaging, it was like a huge no-no. So how would Isagenix help these people? Because I've got quite a huge market for these kind of people.
Okay, well, I mean, there again, we do have to go back to, our products we're not designed to, be treating cancer patients. However, you still need good nutrition, right? It really doesn't matter what condition you have, you always need good nutrition. And so in that regard, yeah, we do have, and especially too, sometimes with cancer treatments, loss of appetite, it's hard to maybe eat the whole food meal. So something like the shakes can be really great. Now, as far as the sugar though, and here's the thing that it's important to remember, even every whole food healthy meal that you eat, or any of us can put together, if it came with a label, there would be sugar listed, right? I mean, sugar is a natural component in many, many healthy foods. So when people see that amount of sugar on the label, it's right in line with what a whole food healthy meal is. I mean, I can tell you, I've done a lot of recipe creation and calculating all the nutrients. And I mean, it always will vary or depending on what the meal is made of, but healthy, whole food healthy meals can range anywhere from 5 grams of sugar all the way up to 20 grams of sugar. But again, they don't come with a label, so people don't realize that, right?
How many grams of sugar? And what kind of sugar? Is it fructose or what's in Isagenix?
We do use, it's a combination, but we do use some fructose. We use about, I believe in our shakes, and I believe, I haven't looked at the formulas, I guess, for the UK, but it's going to be right in line with our US, probably it's about 5 grams of fructose. Yeah. The reason why we like fructose is that it's a low glycemic sweetener. It allows it to be low glycemic. Also, which is important because if you're talking about sugar ingestion, it's important to consider what the effect on the blood sugar response is, right? So we are trying to make low glycemic meals. Also, too, it's sweeter. It's sweeter than sugar, so you use less of it. But then also, too, some of the sugar is going to be coming from the dairy, right? Because dairy naturally contains sugars. So it is a combination. But total, I believe our isolene shakes are about 10, 11 grams per shake. Which again, that's right in line with what a whole food healthy meal is. I mean, because here's the thing too, we got to make stuff that tastes good, right? And a lot of people, I mean, even though I think we are getting better in offering more, because not everybody likes sweet, but for most people they do. They want it. You want it to taste good. If we're going to have good nutritious products that people are, the masses are going to come back to and use again and again, it's got to taste good. So we do want to make these products taste yummy, but yet be kind of a trick because they're actually really nutritious. So yeah, we do use some fructose, but we use right in line with to keep it low glycemic, and so that it's right in line with what a whole food healthy meal is. I mean, and I think people need to, when you talk about sugar and whether it's in cancer or otherwise, the sugar you really want to avoid is the sweets, right? It's the cookies, the candies, the milkshakes, all of that. Adding sugar to your coffee, that's the kind of sugar that you want to keep to a minimum to none. But as far as, a healthy diet, you still always have to eat, right? And again, it just goes back to you're going to be consuming sugar whether you think you are or not when you're eating a healthy diet. Like when people are like, oh, I'm on a no sugar diet, that would basically be water and meat, right? Because if you really want to talk about the foods that have no sugar, that's about it.
Absolutely, and as you say, for the masses that we will be appealing to mostly in the UK, then the diet is processed sugar dense, and so no, it sounds fabulous. I'm excited. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And as far as too, like again, going back to the cancer, I would definitely maybe have them have a discussion with their, whoever they're working with, their oncologist, about maybe the cleansing aspect, whether or not that's something they want to go for. But definitely the shakes, just to provide that good nutrition, to support them, whatever treatment they're going through.
The lack of soy.
The shakes are great.
I think the lack of soy is a big seller as well.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no soy protein. And hopefully it's sooner than later before we get our plant-based, because we do have, vegan plant-based options that are so good. Oh, I love my whey, but wow, our plant-based bars and shakes are so yummy. I've barely touched my whey since we've come out with them. They're that good. So, I mean, eventually you guys will have that too. And it can be a balance, right? You can mix it up, or if you have the vegans, they'll have the option. It's really good stuff.
In the UK, being the UK, it's tough to get the good stuff in.
Yeah, well, this is my first foray into the UK myself, so I'm definitely learning right along with the rest of the company about, the UK regulations and how it's done. So I'm excited. I'm excited to get over there.
Yeah, when are you coming over?
I'm actually coming May 8th. We're gonna do one last roadshow tour before the launch, so I will be part of that one. And so hopefully I'll get to meet all you guys in person. What's that?
We'll make sure we're all there.
Girls. Yeah, for sure. I mean, anybody it's definitely going to be product heavy. I will definitely be doing a long, extensive presentation on products and all that stuff, and probably taking questions. So anybody who wants to know about the products, definitely bring them along.
Awesome.
Do you know what date that is, the actual show?
I think it's very much, I know there's another tour coming up, I believe next
I
week.
think there's a few.
Yep. But I think it's like it's like May 9th, May 10th, May 11th. I'm sure they'll be releasing that, but it's pretty every day, a new city, that whole week of May, like 9th, starting the 9th, I believe, through the 14th.
So you're getting a whirlwind tour of the UK.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I actually have a little brother who lives he's in Edinburgh right now.
Is he?
Yeah, he's lived there for a few years. He's working on his PhD.
Oh,
So
lovely.
I'm hoping to get over there to see him, but we'll see.
It's a nice city.
Yeah, I mean, all of UK looks wonderful. I'm just, you may disagree. I mean, I'm the American who doesn't know anything, so. All right. Well, any other questions or stuff you want to talk about, product-wise, or?
Just desperate great products.
Yeah. And the other thing, the snacks that we're getting, is it the chocolate only? We're not getting the crisps, is that right?
Yeah. I think, you're getting the chocolate snacks.
Hydrate as well.
We're getting what? Hydrate.
Hydrate.
Oh, yes. Let's talk about Hydrate. So Hydrate is definitely a sports beverage. It's got electrolytes. It's got really easy to digest carbohydrates. So it's great for, during extensive workouts, right? I mean, if you're just going for a walk around the block, you probably won't need to drink Hydrate during your workout. But if you are working out hard, or especially like summer coming up, the hot, humid, definitely it's good to be replenishing your electrolytes and carbohydrates. So, but what I really like about it, so it's a sports beverage, but it also can be used as an everyday beverage, right? Because it's only 35 calories per serving. And so, like the thing about like, the Gatorades, those sports beverages, when somebody who's not an athlete or working out drinks that big jug of Gatorade, it's actually a lot of calories and a lot of, a little too much carbohydrate, sugar if you're not working out. So with Hydrate, that's not the case. It really is more low calorie per serving. So if somebody wants to have it just as an everyday drink, to flavor their shake, to flavor their water, you can, and it's not going to, put you over the edge. So it kind of can be used both ways, whether, you have somebody who's trying to quit the soda or sugary juice habit and they just need something to help them, step off it a little bit. This is a great use for that. But then also, for your athletes, they can be having, double serving, triple serving, depending on, what their workout is or their training is. So that's Amped Hydrate. Again, a great sports beverage, but then also could be an everyday beverage.
Okay, I have a question, please. Can you just give me a list of the products that we're actually getting in the UK to start with?
Yeah, well, and I don't have it right in front of me, but so you're getting the shake, Isagenix shake, and I believe all 3 flavors. You've got chocolate, vanilla, strawberry. You're getting the Nourish for Life, which that's your, your mainstay on your cleanse days. Ionic Supreme and E+, those are the adaptogen products we talked about. You're getting the snack wafers, which the snack wafers, those are cleanse day tools, or you could use them any other day, but they're basically like, and they're kind of funky, I'll be honest. They're kind of like these funky little tablets, they're a little chalky, but I tell you what, on a cleanse day, they are genius, because that's what you use when, you're having those hunger pains. You have 1 or 2 of those, they're only 15 calories each. They're beautiful, and they help you get over that so they're a great cleanse day tool. Then also Isagenix. Those are the square chocolates that are so yummy. Great to use on cleanse days too. Don't eat a whole box. Like when I do a cleanse day, I'll have 1 for lunch and 1 for dinner, right? You only want to have a few, but they work very well on cleanse days. Or I mean, I probably have 1 Isagenix like most days. They're so good when you need something sweet. And then the Hydrate. You're getting the Hydrate. And is that it? I think that's it. Right? Hydrate, E+, Ionics, Cleanse, Shake. So really, I mean, great to get going, definitely. I mean, people are going to get benefits and results. And then we're already in the works of getting more products registered and ready to launch. So, yeah, just a matter of time.
Well, it'll be like having a launch all the time with new products coming. It'll be exciting.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, thanks so much, Sarah.
Yeah. Yeah, my pleasure. Very good talking to you.
Can we give Sarah a round of applause, please? I think she's...
Yay! Thank you for your time.
Oh, you're so welcome. Yeah, so great to meet you. And, you know, connect with me on Facebook. And I'll see you in a few weeks for sure.
Yeah.
All right.
See you soon. Bye. Thank you so much,
Thank you so much, Sarah.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.